Welcome back to another Against the Storm video. In this episode, a character that looks like Joker offers us a quest: win by year 8 with 250 gold in your warehouse, and for the rest of the cycle we would get 3 villagers, which is very important. We're gonna have many games in this cycle and we will try to reforge the Cobalt Seal, so getting the 3 extra villagers is paramount. Can we do it? Stay until the very end, because in the very last second, one action either makes us or destroys us in terms of doing the quest. I hope you'll enjoy. So we made this peculiar looking character. There are 2 versions of the quest. We will try to do the more advanced version that will get us 3 villagers for the rest of the cycle, and this is the second game in the cycle, so we want to do as many quests as possible early on to get as many benefits. And you'll be surprised how many benefits we get in this cycle. We complete like 3 or 4 quests. It's insane. We'll be playing on the hardest difficulty that I've played on so far. Never mind, I actually swapped to Prestige 1 because I freak out. I don't think we can do it on the hardest difficulty so far. So we're just gonna do Prestige 1. More reputation required, harder orders, though the storm and the villagers leaving are going to be fine. We will pick beavers as a starting caravan. Very important, because beavers offer, I think, an extra trade route. So we want to do this quest through trade routes and traders. Of course, Prestige 1 is not nearly as bad as like Prestige 7 or 8 whenever trade becomes like 4 times as expensive. Because we are in the marshlands, we will not take a farm with us, because there are games where you'd never find any fertile soil. Well, more on that later. We will take a trapper camp and some initial provisions, extra villagers as well. The provisions will help us to get the trading rolling early on. We want to pick up a bunch of perks early on and snowball into a win. So let's see how that goes. Now, of course, if we get a fertile soil in the starting glade, the positive forest mystery is again activated in the drizzle season. Exposed resources, mines produce more. Negative forest mysteries, we have 2 of them that F with our food production. Hearth resistance gets turned down, but the point is we don't have any negative forest mysteries that would kill our villagers, so it's not too bad. We do get +2 to herbs offered, however we're just gonna reroll. I'm not even sure if there are herbs in this type of biome. The initial blueprints are awesome: 3-star fabric, 3-star planks, or 3-star flour. I guess we're just gonna go with lumber mill, it's the best one out of those. Ranch is awesome. Fishing hut, we do have a fish pond right next to us. Herbalist camp, whatever. Weaver, again, really good too. We cut into our first dangerous glade as the frog ability revealed to us that there is, I think that's a smokehouse there. We have a blood flower that will eat all of our food, unfortunately. Bunch of rocks is really, really good. And of course, it's more fertile soil. The game where I don't bring a farm with us. I also didn't get a farm as a choice, as a blueprint choice. We just start with fertile soil, and there's a fertile soil right next to the glade that we just opened in the map that has low amounts of fertile soil. So typical. Let's reroll. Getting packs of provision for every villager is exactly what we need. We don't want to waste time or villager power creating packs of provisions, and especially not food. So for every villager we can just do the trade and hopefully get to that 250 gold that much faster. I do end up picking the Weaver. It's pretty good, you know, 3-star fabric. We have 3-star planks already. We just need a brickyard for the frogs, right? All of these options are pretty good. Pantry is probably my favorite in hindsight. I don't know what I picked 3 weeks ago when I recorded this, but Pantry does offer the porridge that the field kitchen doesn't offer anymore. Distillery, pickled goods is actually really, really good. Today was the day. I was 2 days years old when I realized that pickled goods increases resolve by +8. That's insane, guys. The paste that is super annoying to make with dyes and meat for the frogs and the Harpies offers +6, which made sense, but pickled goods offering +8 is ridiculous. Though the field kitchen can make pickled goods. So it's broken on two fronts. We got some normal glade events to do trade routes, and the previous one was to do we got orders to do 2 glade events, which I picked because we're already doing one. Another order for trade routes, and I'm calculating in my head, as you always do, if we can reach 22 beaver resolve to get that stupid work order done. Beaver housing is not super expensive at this one, and we do have the lumber mill, though it's not up just yet. You know, with favoring and everything, it's not super annoying. At Prestige 6, beaver houses cost 12 planks, and recently developers realized how stupid that is. So there are orders. They realized how stupid the order is to get 8 beaver houses. That's like 8 times 12. Jesus Christ, it's like almost 100 planks to get that timed order done. So I think they are going to be reducing the beaver house order down to 6. And in the end, I don't pick the timed order because it doesn't seem that doable. We're just gonna do dangerous glades because again, we are doing one right now anyways. We also don't have to mess around with the 20 frog resolve. I end up getting the pantry at the end. Again, porridge is decent. We don't have any species that could eat. Actually, no, frogs also eat pie, so it's a really well, yeah, it's by design. It's a frog building, and it's a frog. You can only get the pantry if you have frogs, so that makes sense that multiple of its recipes are related to frogs. Also, I'm thinking, I just realized the pantry can create luxury goods. So again, we want to get the 250 gold and win by year 8. So luxury goods is the way to go. It's such an overpowered strategy to just sometimes just get traders that sell the luxury goods themselves and buy stuff for like 1 gold and then resell the exact same stuff that you bought for like 4 gold. So you buy like scrolls or wine or whatever for 0.20 amber each, and you resell the luxury goods for multiple times that. I think it's like a 2.5 times extra. The third species ends up being lizards, so it's too bad we didn't pick up the wrench. Pretty much if you get lizards or harpies, wrench is a must. Though even with frogs, I mean, they eat paste, so kind of important building. Kind of annoying that you just have to get wrench every time. Another commonality between the races that we have, both lizards and frogs, like boots, or they wear boots, and also the fighting. We want to cut into the dangerous glade as early as possible because, in case you didn't know, marshlands, the biome that has few amounts of fertile soil, even though we just found 2 from the get-go, offers an extra easing buff. I guess you could call it a buff, where forbidden glades offer large resources, giant resources with 1,000 charges, so you just need the large camp to gather from it, and pretty much lasts you until the end of the game. Now, we get our first trader, and I really want to get the farm from Sahilda, because, you know, we can create the flour, create the porridge for the frogs from grain, so that's alright. We also start selling stuff. Kind of hesitant to sell the leather because it is used for the stupid boots. It takes so long to create those stupid boots. The community hates me for saying that, but today I had a game where we had 2-star boot making building, and it takes like 2.5 minutes to create 10 boots. Like, it's ridiculous. You need like 4 workers just doing that. Stonewalker tax is awesome. So this is a cornerstone that gives you gold every time newcomers come, and we have a frog hearthkeeper that pretty much halves the time that newcomers take to come, so it's pretty good. It's another way to make 3 gold for the 250 that we'll need, but it's not gonna be enough, not nearly enough. So we sell a bunch of stuff to Sahilda, and don't at me, I'm just doing my math. Oh yeah, for some reason I thought that we had another farm building. I forgot that we didn't. So this is extra important because we can make use of both the fertile soils. Imagine if we got the positive forest mystery that produced fertile soil for every depleted node as well in the drizzle season. That would be pretty amazing too. Now, believe it or not, we go into the Forbidden Glade and it becomes quite pointless that we picked up that small farm, because we do get the large resource in the form of this giant grain. And I don't remember if we have the... We must have the large forester's... I mean, whatever it's called. Not forester's hut. Forager's camp. Which is kind of funny. I'm not sure when we picked it up. Maybe it was one of the blueprint options that I didn't see. Maybe we actually brought it at the very beginning of the game. That's kind of funny. I thought we brought a large trapper camp instead. That was super lucky. If we got a large resource that we couldn't support with a gathering building, a large gathering building, that would have been really sucky. And we also have the Fishman Soothsayer, where if we choose the red negative option to complete this glade event, we get the Seam Arrow cornerstone. It's completely useless on this map. I'm pretty sure there's no Seam Arrow on this map at all. We just checked the map actually. Yeah, there's no Seam Arrow. I really hate... I just posted on Reddit similar... Actually, let me... So you can see the options behind my stupidly large head. I don't remember what Airbender is. But again, I just made a post asking you guys if what you thought about like cornerstones and perks that are completely useless on certain biomes. So getting Seam Arrow, okay? A Seam Arrow cornerstone. There's no Seam Arrow on this map. There's also no way to reproduce Seam Arrow. And all of the perks and cornerstones are about producing, right? So you can't just buy Seam Arrow from the trader and expect to get, you know, +1 to it or get gold from it through that cornerstone. I think those should be just removed from the game. I know this makes the game harder, and I'm not super on the side of making the game easier, but it's just stupid. Like, it's such a noob trap to pick up like cornerstones and orders that give +1 to whatever gathering, even though there's nothing on the map. It's just stupid. And it's one of those things that is you learn about it fairly quickly, and it's just pointless that it's in the game. Just give us cornerstones and perks that are, you know, map tied to producing that resource. To complete the negative or rather the positive version of this glade event, we need a bunch of stone. So I had all of my frogs just gathering stone really quickly. And blood sorcery is something that you should respect. So as I'm rewinding the video the 4th time, so two villagers are killed for every 10 complex food, service, or clothing items consumed. Very similar to the Harpy Utopia video that we recently did a settlement on. Check out that video. Subscribe for more. You basically have to go into the consumption control and turn off everything. This is gonna piss off some villagers, so we aim to do this event before the storm if we can, though it's probably not gonna be done until then because we still need the stone, right? But because we are playing on Prestige 1, glade events are not stupidly long. Today I had a game, Prestige 13. I failed that game, or I kind of rage quit because I couldn't do a glade event. I did like 5 or 6 glade events. I had all those stupid ghosts that mess up your day, and we had one of those quests where you have to open up 2 dangerous glades within a 3-minute period. So I did that, and I couldn't complete one of the glade events, and then hostility increased by 240, which is 2.5 levels of hostility. So not really a point of continuing that settlement, because it's just much harder to look at this supplier. Okay, because we can create flour through that. I don't remember if we can create flour already. However, the other one, Viceroy's Survival Guide, plus 20% to food gathering and food production is, in my opinion, one of the best perks in the entire game. It's just so good. And it stacks. I always try to buy it from traders, though. Like I said, on higher prestige levels, it's just impossible because everything costs so little. We get another timed order for sacrificing 40 of each of these fuel sources. We don't even have a way to create coal or create oil, so we are just going to pass up on this kind of stupid timed order. There are not many settlements where you can just do the timed order. You have both, you know, coal and oil. That's pretty rare, especially early on. I forgot to turn off consumption control on the lizards and the frogs using boots. But luckily I caught that, so none of our villagers died through that blood sacrifice on the Glade event. It's year 3. None of our villagers leave because Storm is just really short for that. Higher prestiges are really difficult. A bunch of really good cornerstones. The epic cornerstones tend to be good, in my opinion. Getting more newcomers is even better because we get newcomers twice as fast through the Frog Hearth Keeper. Obviously, after some time, it's not worth it anymore to accept newcomer villagers, so there's the bakery option that can create pottery and biscuits for the beavers, and again some pies for the frogs and the lizards. We got some alright options. We just picked the scribe for the scrolls because normally I would never ever get the scribe. Only beavers and harpies like scrolls for education. However, we're gonna turn all those scrolls into luxury goods through the pantry that we already have, which is gonna be insane. For scrolls, all we need is dye or wine and parchment, which all it requires is wood. Okay, but we have really good woodcutters. Wrench is really good again. Cobbler, unfortunately, is something that you always have to pick up. We can create dye through it, so that's decent, but I'm mostly looking for the boots, right? For the frogs and the lizards. It's just really annoying to create boots at a 2-star building. Ridiculous. So we're gonna create a little luxury goods corner up there through the scribe and the cobbler. That will create a bunch of dye for us. Dye is not too bad. You do need to sacrifice some weird resources to get it, but you produce a lot of it. And you don't need that many dyes. In fact, we already found some wine through the Glade event, so we'll just start working on turning it into luxury goods and selling it to traders. Pretty decent. We throw down a mine as well to get copper. Ironically, this is the map for copper. Marshland doesn't have fertile, so it does have copper. It's kind of weird. Copper can be used not just for bars and roads, but to create dye for those scroll luxury goods. Our large forager camp is working adamantly on gathering up that large grain, that mutated grain, ancient proto-wheat, excuse me. I'm waiting at delivering this order because we do want the bricks, the fabric, and the planks to create these luxury goods buildings as soon as possible. We did the Glade event, so let's turn back on all the consumption control. It's year 4 and we do get some interesting cornerstone options. Back to Nature, one of my favorites. It deletes all of our food, but farm fields produce double. Pretty good, to be honest. It's much better than reducing, I don't know, like camp production, especially for us with the proto-wheat. Getting 1 ember for 50 wood is something that can help us complete the 250 gold quest, I guess. Alarm bells, we don't really have water, but really good as well. Automated drain point cart to every warehouse is also one of my favorites. It's much better than just 2 carts at the warehouse. There's another cornerstone that just gives you 2 carts. And funnily enough, I think that's the one I pick. If you have like 1 main warehouse, 2 small ones, you're already doing better. It's like getting free 3 haulers to carry resources, right? Oh, and never mind, I do pick the lumber tax. So I'll try to get multiple woodcutter camps up, though it's not something that I really like because of the extra hostility. Hopefully we'll get something like the cornerstone that reduces hostility for woodcutters. That would be really awesome to get. Now we do get a Sahilda perk that buffs haulers, so I feel pretty bad for not picking the cornerstone. However, I would feel bad, but just so you know, apparently the perks for the haulers don't actually affect the little carts, only the villagers, so that's kind of sucky. It's one of the only things in this game where I said, developers, what are you doing? Like, there's no synergy between these two obvious things, which is kind of crazy. We already have a bunch of luxury goods that we can sell for a bunch of other stuff. I'm even gonna get leather just so we can create boots. We're also very fortunate because so many trade routes want luxury goods from us in this game, which help us out a great deal. We accidentally cut into a dangerous glade, but it's alright. We find a manufactory that we can rebuild. And a bunch of nice coal for the fire. It's something that we are missing, efficient fuel, so that's a good sight to see. Manufacturer can create even better dye than the cobbler that we just picked up, so we're actually gonna create the dye through the manufactory. This is around the time when we can finally start making our villagers happy with a bunch of food. And we can also hand in this quest to get the plus 20% for the food production, which is awesome. But if you look at the top left, a bunch of our villagers are being fulfilled right now, so that's awesome. Though we don't want to win too fast. I'm not gonna spoil it. We don't want to win too fast and not have 250 gold in our inventory, though. Now, believe it or not, I'm also gonna skip. This is like the 3rd time I skipped this timed order for selling 70 gold worth of amber. It's just really difficult to do. We just had the traders, so let's pick a non-timed order that I won't fail. All these trade route ones are decent, though. We're gonna be doing a lot of trade routes anyways. All of our villagers are leaving. Every single one of them. So that's not great. I moved the hearth, the second hearth, at just the wrong time, so I made a mistake. And a bunch of houses just, you know, we're outside the hearth range. But even now, the hearth is level 1. It doesn't really matter. We are failing. We don't have enough wood. I had to turn off all the woodcutters to survive the storm somehow. And luckily at this prestige difficulty, it's not too long. Otherwise, we would have been dead in the water, though. Now, bed and breakfast is awesome. Every time a trader comes, you get 10 amber. Trade negotiations is something I never pick. However, it might be even better. All trade routes are worth 1 amber more. Not great. I'm not even sure why that's cornerstone. It kind of sounds sucky, to be honest. Yes, if you sell multiple things, then the price increases by 1 extra amber, but it's not great, you know. We are making large amounts of cash. So we are just going to buy up the perk inventory of Vliss Greybone. And like I said, we are doing the complex or whatever luxury goods shuffle, buying all the luxury goods that she offers for a bunch of stuff that we have. And we will be able to turn that 200 luxury goods that we just bought, Jesus Christ, into like 2.5 times as much amber. It's ridiculous. Oh, and the salvage building that we started with wasn't a smokehouse. It was an explorer's lodge that will provide us with like 2 or 3 extra global resolve because of the amount of buildings that we rebuilt so far. It's really funny because the explorer's lodge itself is a rebuildable or salvageable building, so it also counts for itself. We are upgrading all the frog houses so they passively increase our income, like some kind of a scam MLM, you know, multi-level marketing organization. Reaching level 3 with frog houses in terms of the upgrades is super important. We're just gonna get packs of building goods every drizzle season for every single frog living in those houses. So that's gonna increase our income even more in the long run. We are already in year 5 though, and if you look at the top right, we have 141 gold, which is ridiculously good. A couple of seconds ago, we only had 60 gold, but we are making it fast, and we're gonna make it even faster with luxury goods. However, we have to stop our villagers from leaving because last storm, a bunch of them left. So that is our weak point right now. I never know where to put myself on these videos because I'm going to be covering something with my head. But if I make myself smaller, then I can't point out stuff. And the final order, yet another timed order that we'll just be not able to do. We'll not be able to do that one. Training gear sounds okay because, again, we have the frog lizard combo. So I picked that up preemptively anyways, even though we don't have a... Oh no, we do have a service building for the training gear. The expedition center or whatever it's called. It actually can only deliver, or it can only use training gear. Which is it makes it even suckier. It's a sucky building with sucky abilities. Now, believe it or not, year 6's cornerstone, we get offered lumber tax again. However, we're not going to pick another lumber tax. We're going to pick trade hub. We gain 1 reputation point for money that we trade. Funnily enough, I'm not going to spoil it still, but this is almost going to kill us. But stay tuned until the end of the video because it's going to be really close and really funny. So yeah, let's pick up trade hub. At the top, you see we almost have 167 gold and 54 luxury goods. We'll also start selling building materials. Now, we are not doing super well in terms of years. It's year 6 already, and we have more than halfway to go. However, this is gonna rapidly... Trade hub perk is gonna rapidly increase our reputation gain. To be fair, the reason why we had to pick up trade hub is because we have to win by year 8. You understand that, right? So we need to win as soon as possible. Our villagers are not super happy, so that's gonna be really hard. And we finally get a brickyard. Not that it really matters, but it's kind of funny that this game we had lumber mill, weaver, brickyard for all the 3-star recipes. There should be an achievement for that. As always, too late. I'm working on all the harmony decorations and all the decorations for the level 3 hearths. So hopefully we can increase the resolve by that much. Funny enough, I think in the next video... Now, I really hope I don't buy anything from Dullahan Warlander. That's stupid. Because it's so stupid. We want to keep the money. No, dude, don't spend more money. We just spent like 50 gold for no reason. I forget that we need the money. 250 gold. Oh no, that's like 80 gold. We need 250 gold in our bank. I'm just being stupid because normally in a game like this, you know, when you don't have the quest, you just spend a bunch of money anyways. To be fair, we are back to 112, 100 and... Huh? Why does it say 112 gold in the My Goods section of the video, but at the Bankrupt Trader it says 167 or 87, I don't even see. Does the Bankrupt Trader quest count the gold from the trade routes as well? Now, like I said, none of the building blueprints matter at this point. However, we get the only one that does matter, the Guild House. The Guild House is a beaver-only service building where it's very similar to the trade hub cornerstone that we just picked up, where the more stuff that you sell for gold, for ember, it will increase the... It will not give you reputation, but it will increase the global resolve, so it's kind of similar. And as you can see behind my head, there's only one ability. This is the one ability that it has. Selling 75 ember worth of stuff gives you 1 global resolve. The Guild House is one of the best buildings in the game, and they recently had to nerf it because it had another ability where if you only had if you assigned 1 villager at the service building, It also increased the trader speed by 50%, so it was extremely broken, and I'm glad they nerfed it. In exchange for that, the guild house now offers an extra service to villagers, but we all know that the ability was better. Not that it really matters. I mean, if you look at the screen, the red bar, we don't have that much impatience anyways. We can just spam call traders, and we will have to spam call traders because of the stupid Dullahan Warlander transactions that I just did. But it's fine. We'll spam call traders, we'll increase the queen's impatience, it doesn't really matter. Look how many scrolls we have. We have 130 scrolls, all being turned into luxury goods in this small little pantry. Pretty much have pantry workers all the time. Now, we could have picked up the clan hall here to increase again resolve by even more. It doesn't matter, to be honest, because we already have a building that can offer fighting. So we pick up this smithy. The only purpose of it is creating trade goods, so we can sell even more trade stuff at this point. We have 57 villagers, guys, so we have a lot of villagers. Anyways, what I wanted to say 5 minutes ago was, when we were talking about the decorations, the next video that I release will probably be... It's really similar in vein to this one, because we get another quest to get free level 3 hearths and win with those. So that's also a cluster F of a video. It's kind of funny too. Do check it out in a couple of days. So it's not super... It sounds super easy to get free level 3 hearths, but from the get-go, for free level 3 hearths, you need 60 villagers, right? Because you need 20 villagers on each. You need a bunch of decorations, of course, a bunch of space, so yeah, that's also another funny game. Look at the top left, all of our villagers are generating resolve super fast. We are doing a bunch of trade routes, we are getting passive reputation for that too, and we just have to call a bunch of traders, spam call them, because we only have 150 gold, we need 100 more gold. And even at this point, I'm really afraid of winning before we get the 250 gold, which is actually a good fear to have. All traders have either like 40 or 50 gold on them, so that's not enough. That's not too much. And unfortunately, the more we are trying to get money, like, look at that. We're gonna trade, and it instantly increases our resolve, our reputation, I mean. So we need less than 3 reputation points to win. All of our villagers are generating reputation, and of course we are selling stuff. But it's not enough. Sorcerer the Ancient only brought us up to 209 gold. All the trade routes actually bring us up. I remember this. All the trade routes bring us up 224 gold now. Another trade route that we are just doing right now brings us 25 gold. So we are 1 gold short, 1 ember short of doing this stupid quest. So we have to spam call another trader. I have to move out the houses from the range of the hearth. I have to turn off all consumption control, otherwise we win too fast. I'm boosting the beavers so the lizards and the frogs don't generate reputation. They go below the reputation threshold exactly, as you can see. I'm doing everything within my power to not win before we can do this stupid quest. And look at this. We spam call the trader. It's Shadani Stormfeather. We trade and bam. We won instantly. But luckily the game counted 250 gold in our warehouse instantly as well. If we had 1 fewer ember, then we would have been just, you know, not victorious in terms of the quest, so yeah. And we also get It's Wednesday, my dudes. Win a game with frogs on a Wednesday, so yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed, comment frogs, and subscribe for more Against the Storm content. Check out this video next.